Hello, it's Scarlight here, and it's another week, which means another Mon type team breakdown. This week, it's all going to be about the Dragon type. Oh, such an offensive type, was the best type in the game for 5 generations until the Fairy type came along and really made the Dragon type a lot more balanced. So, with that said, let's get on with the breakdown. So, first of all, Dragon type weaknesses. They have three main weaknesses, which is Ice, also Dragon, which is really unique because it's only Dragon and Ghost that are super effective with themselves, which is really cool concept. And of course, the Fairy typing also being the Fairy type being immune to our Dragon type moves, we definitely need some coverage for the Fairy type Pokemon. So, with this in mind, I decided to go with our defensive walls first. So, let's introduce our first member of the team, Mufasa, the Gorging Fire. Helped with Fairy and the Ice types very well because it's part Fire type. So, we become neutral, which is fantastic. 105 HP with the 121 defense really does make this a very physical wall, which can be very helpful, especially late game, especially against like Azumarill and stuff like that as well. Gorgon Fire can be really useful. So with that said, let's get on with the move set. So here's Mufasa's sets here. We have the leftovers for obviously longevity, 252 HP, 72 attack, 104 defense, and 16 special defense, and 64 speed. Very mad stats I know. We've got literally invested in every single stat apart from the special attack. But 72 attack ensures to get two KOs on certain Pokemon. 64 speed, make sure we outspeed some Pokemon after Dragon Dance. They wanted for defense, obviously, because we really want to be a defensive set. And the move set here is Dragon Dance. So our Mufasa can become a late game sweeper if we need it to be. Flare Blitz, just a fantastic offensive fire move. Really good. Breaking Sweep, it's only 60 base power, but getting that guaranteed low attack on the opponent, again, really make sure that that Mufasa stays bulky throughout the battle. And finally, Morning Sun for nice longevity. Now, if we do across a bunch of Azumarill, I am planning to change the moves up a bit. Something to cover against Azumarill. I don't know what just yet, but definitely think something. And as for the Teller, we've gone for Teller Poison just so we can happily resist the Fairy. And again, Poison is such an amazing defensive typing. It's really awesome to have. So here's our defensive member. Now let's get into our special defensive member, which is Gali, the Hisuian Guga. Helps with everything. With the steel type, helps with dragons, helps with ice, help with fairy, and that base 150 special defense is so good. So good here. It's really unreal. So you can really take a lot of special hits. Again, especially with Enamorate around, even if they go for air power, because of our very high special defense, we'll be able to eat it up and hopefully be able to KO with a flash cannon. So, with that said, let's get on to Gali's moveset. So, we've gone with the Assault Fest again. I love the Assault Fest. Just to ensure that we can take a lot of special hits as well as doing massive damage. Again, same with Hades, with the similar with our Mono Dark type team. So we got 252 HP, 252 special attack, 4 special defense with a quiet nature. Now, the reason I went for quiet instead of modest is because we are running Earthquake on Gary, and that's specifically for Heatrons. So we can just two-shot them pretty easy with Gary here, and we also have nice Ice Beam coverage, just for them flying types and for other dragon types. Obviously, Flash Cannon, nice and stab, super effective in the fairy types, and a very powerful Draco Meteor. The tail type for Galley is going to be Tail Water. Just a nice, very nice defensive typing, especially against any type of Sun team and stuff like that. Galley can really, really ruin their plans. So with that said, there's one issue I noticed with our two defensive walls is that they're both very weak to ground. So with this next member, I really want another defensive pivot. So let's introduce Granny, the Hag Apple. This is going to be our defensive pivot, especially with 110 defense, 80 special defense, being part grass type to assist the ground moves, and then fire off a super effective grass move can be so beneficial. Really, really good. 106 HP as well, just a really defensive mom. As for the Setia, we have gone with the ability Regenerator. Regenerator basically recovers our HP every time we switch out, so we always will be gaining HP back. And again, we've gone for the Assault Vest to really take the special defensive hits as well as the defensive hits, because with a base of 120 or 110 defense, it's incredible. So with 248 HP, 68 special attack, just to really try to ping some nice KOs there, and 192 special defense, because it's still only base 80, so it's nice to invest in that special defense even with the Assault Vest. For the moveset, nice Stab Drake and Meteor, again one of the most powerful strong type moves, does so much damage. We have Giga Drain just for that nice super effective hit. Could see King into Angry Ball in the future if I want a bit more damage instead of a nice heal. Air Power, again for Heatran specifically. And not just for Heatran, for any steel types, but Heatran what really comes into mind. And its last move, which is a signature move, Fickle Beam, which is a very funny move that's 80 base power but has a 30% chance to double in power, so it becomes 160 with no downsides. It's absolutely amazing. It's going to be so fun to run this. And as for the tail type, Fairy, just really nice and defensive. If against any dragons and we think we need Granny to really put on pressure, we can tail a Granny into our tail Fairy. And yeah. So that's 3 defensive mons. So let's get into the main sweeper, which is Luffy or Dragonite. Yes, this is going to be the main sweeper, especially with that 134 attack, which is insane, and the 80 speed just to help along with it. After one Dragon Dance, this can be a massive threat. So I'm planning for Luffy to be in the main sweeper, especially like late game on. Get the opponent's Pokemon ward down, and then hopefully finish it off. Especially with the set here, we've gone with a Dragon Dance set with extreme speed, which basically gives us +2 priority, so we're always outspeeding no matter what. Especially compared with Terra Normal, can really late game just make extreme speed extremely powerful, and if the opponent's Pokemon's low enough, we can just finish off the game right there. Especially with the ability Multiscale, having full HP and taking half damage when you have full HP is so amazing. Heavy duty boots just to preserve the Multiscale, especially against Stealth Rocks. Yeah, so the movesets apart from Dragon Dance and Screen Speed, Earthquake for coverage for steel types, and Ice Spinner for flying and dragon types. I can't wait to see Luffy putting some work. And again, one thing I noticed is again the team's a bit slow. So our next Pokemon right here, our next member of our team, can handle it pretty well, being Randall Dragon Pulse. This I'm planning to be our physical breaker, especially with that 120 attack, but more importantly the 142 speed. Very hard to outspeed Randall here for the opponent. So yeah, really want to be just the physical breaker again, very late game, just chipping the opponents down and manage to finish them off. Can be fantastic. So here's the set here. We've gone with a choice band set. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put the image on there. We've gone for a choice band set, which is just fantastic. Giving us that 1.5 extra attack, especially if they got no fairy types. Dragon Dogs can be so lethal because of that, especially with the 252 attack, 4 defense, and 252 speed. We have Teleblast because there's no really good physical ghost move that Randall learns. So by having Teleghost and Teleblast, again, can really sweep late game, especially there's not many types that resist Ghost. U-turn for the lovely pivots that we will definitely need for the team. Can definitely come in handy. And last but not least, we actually have Quick Attack. Again, just get that nice priority in case any setup sweepers want to come in. Try a setup and sweep. If we get them low enough, we can finish them off with a Quick Attack. If Luffy's already down, or we're not ready to use Luffy just yet. So we got our physical breaker. Time to meet the special breaker, being Aquarius, the Walking Wake. Again, 125 special attack is insane, especially compared to that 109 speed. Again, a really, really hard one to switch into as well. Dragon Water is such a good offensive typing. And yeah, I can't wait to use Aquarius here. So let's get on to Aquarius set. Here's Aquarius set. It's a nice choice spec set. Again, giving us that 1.5 into special attack, even though it locks us into our move. We're most likely plan to stay in when we send out Aquarius or just do massive damage. Can be very helpful against Wayne teams too, because it's going to be very hard to switch into a Hydro Steam choice specs, even if the Wayne team resists the attack, especially when the Wayne also powers up our water type moves. So we have 12 HP just for a little bit of survivability against opponent's Pokemon. 244 special attack and 252 speed with a timid nature. I'm expecting Aquarius to be a really massive offensive threat to the opponents. Having Telewater as well, just to really boost them Hydro Steams. Especially late game can be very devastating. Again, as for the moveset, Hydro Steam, Draco Meteor, Flamethrower, just for coverage for Steel types again. And last but not least, also Flip Turn. Again, more momentum for the team. So our two strongest attacking Pokemon can easily pivot out whenever needed and where their war's down, which is fantastic. So with that all said, let's show the full team. And the team's going to be called All for One because everyone knows how greedy dragons are. So I thought that was a nice name for them. I can't wait to use this team. I'm very pumped to use All for One. And again, you have to let me know who your favourite member is. And who do you think is going to be MVP for tomorrow's video? With that said, I hope you enjoyed the breakdown. If you did, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. And most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day.